There we go. Yay. That finally, I got you all linked up over there, babe. Hello, hello. Some of y'all sitting on wait because I'm a few minutes early, aren't you? Hi, Janice. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Maria. Hi, Pam. Hi, PJ. Hi, Lynn. Hey, Rhonda. Let me look at you on the big screen here so I can see you. Hi, Sharon. How are you doing? My drink of choice is water tonight. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Tricia. Hi, Brandy. Hi, Sharon. Doing well? Look, we've had a beautiful day of weather here today. 86, I believe. You had a loaded tea today, much needed. Lord have mercy. I feel like I've drank 10 pots of coffee and I haven't drunk any. We have been incredibly busy. So with our new launch and just different things we got going on, trying to talk to website people and app people and all the things. Oh, let me grab my iPad so I can see who's watching over on Facebook. Hold on. Okie dokie. Android users, I'm sorry, you're not able to access the app just yet. If you are on the app, you're probably an iPhone user, right? Right? So those apps update at different times and they only have 7 days to do it. What happens is when you submit to the App Store for a new app, the app developer submits that, and then either iOS or Android, they have to make sure your app doesn't have bugs in it and all that kind of stuff before they can approve it. So Android pushed it on through. Excuse me, and Apple rejected it because it had crashed a couple of times. So they sent it back to the app developer to fix those bugs and resubmit it. I hope I said all that right. So that's why part of you can see the live on the app and part of you can't, because the new live stream that's going to come up with the app only works when both of those systems are running. Whoo, child, it was a lot to say, wasn't it? Poor Hillary, she's been on it with these app developers and website people and just all the things. So thank y'all for your patience. I really appreciate it. And if you're watching from Facebook, which we have quite a few, Keith, can you mention some of those names for us? If you're watching for Facebook, say hello. So it'll come up right in your comments, hon, on the big screen. You'll be able to see it. On your computer, babe, you should be able to see.
We got Miss Gina.
Who?
Gina Brown.
Gina. Hi, Gina.
Jamie Wilson.
Hi, Jamie.
Bryn Bullard.
Hi, Bryn.
Kathleen D'Angelo.
Hi, Kathleen.
Ramona Skaggs. June Tracy.
Hi, Ramona. Thank y'all for being here.
Gwen.
Thank you for being here. Listen, tonight we're going to, I'm going to show you how to use these. I've had a lot of questions. I know you can't even see that. I've had a lot of questions on the Queen's Petite Florals this week on how to, Miss Tracy, how we're going to attach that to a nail and it stay on there. I'm going to tell you here in a minute. If you are sitting on the fence of our Florida class, we only have 8 tickets left of our early artist seats. The first 10 that sign up for that get the early artist seat, and that means an extra swag bag and VIP goodies in that for you. So you were wondering about the roses too. Yeah, I'm going to show you. Girl, my hair, this ain't all my hair, girl. When I got my wig on, y'all can't tell me nothing. Right? Anyway, Florida classes are coastal retreat at Treasure Island, Florida, and we've had a ton of questions, a ton of interest on that. But obviously, unless you sign up and reserve your seat, we can't hold it for you, okay? So we want you to get those early artist seats if you're interested in that. And a couple of y'all registered last week after I was live on Wednesday night. That's the one, you guys, where I'm having a paint night at that. And whoever's in my class that night, we're going to paint something larger than a nail tip. I haven't decided quite yet. set. And then we're going to take that painting that we do, whatever we do it on, and I'm going to show you how to scale that down and put that on a nail tip. So that should be really fun. That's my nail charcuterie night, where I call it nail cuterie instead of charcuterie. So I'm having some custom charcuterie boards made that say nail cuterie board, and your class kit from me will be set up on that little nail cuterie board. I just think it's going to be cute as a button, honey. And I believe we have a charcuterie buffet happening that night too. And that's in Treasure Island, Florida. September. Look, it's a good time to get away. School has kind of started back for those of you that still have kids in school. And September is one of those months. It's a little bit too early to wear fall nail art, and you kind of stuck, you don't kind of sort of know where to be, and it's just a weekend. It's a 3-day thing. You can get away from the hubby and kids and come on down and be with us, honey. So we'd love to have you for that. I am teaching for that event. Erin Vars is teaching for that event. Kim West is teaching for the event. She's our structure queen. Tice Pierce is teaching. Who am I missing? Trina is teaching. I believe Valerie is teaching. It's all the Queen Ladybug educators are teaching for that. So, Janice, you and Maria, come on down. We'd love to. It's a very casual event for one price. All your classes are included. Your lunches are included, except the day I'm teaching. That's going to be your dinner that night with that one. It sounds fun, doesn't it, Chelsea? Come on and be with us. If you need a payment plan, we've got a payment plan. Even on the first seats that we've reserved for your early artist seats, a deposit will hold your seat for your early artist seat too. Okay. All right. Let's get to going. Y'all having a good week? Let me get my little video holder here. Let me get me a drink of water.
I posted the link.
Whew. Oh, there's the link. There's the link for it. Coastal Retreat. If you need a payment plan, a $99 deposit is all it takes to hold your seat. And then I split those payments up for you. Let's see, what is this? April, May, June, July, in 5 payments. The remainder in 5 payments. So if you want, Megan, please come and be with us. If you want that payment plan, just shoot me a message. I'll set it up for you. Okay? All right, here we go, Gigio. Oh, Chelsea, look. Pastor Keith, Chelsea don't put it in her cart. Chelsea, come on. Girl, get your early artist seat. Dinner with Miss Tracy. Private dinner with Miss Tracy. I would love to have you, boo. Look here.
Lee can't see the thing. She wants to know how much it is.
Lee, it's $7.50. I sent you a link to that in your message earlier this week, right above. This class will sell out. Number one, because it's in Florida. Girl, who don't want to go to Florida to the Treasure Island Resort, honey? And number two, because of the early artist seats we're doing, all of those will go first. That's the first 10 signups, which we don't have all of those seats left now. The early artists, you get a special swag bag. You get VIP privilege with that, and dinner with Miss Tracy. Dinner with Miss Tracy, honey. All right, let's talk about these roses. These are made from resin. They're not porcelain. They're not breakable. They're not glass. And the back of this is curved. Look, some of y'all are messaging me, Miss Tracy, we don't see where my order's shipped. We got hundreds of orders over the weekend. Keith says, I'm trying to catch up. Bless him. He's about got you. If you still haven't seen shipping confirmation on your order, they will leave tomorrow. We just got hit really, really hard with the new release, and those ship in the order that they come in. Okay, so the back's a little bit concave. Can you see that? Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you. And there's all kinds of goodies down in here. There are colored roses. There's white roses. These white roses, because they're kind of matte. Hang on, let me fix my camera so she is not jumping around. Hold on just a second. I don't want that to jump on us, and my stand is a little bit wobbly. Hold on. Bear with me here just a second. There we go. The white roses, as we were saying in here, will hold your alcohol ink if you want to tint this a different color. Oh, right? Oh, you're working on March classes? Good, good. Y'all want to see what we're giving away in our VIP groups? If they complete their VIP and celebrity, if they complete their, girls, if they complete their March classes, they all go into a drawing for a gorgeous giveaway that we're doing. They're going to win a piece of jewelry, honey. Look at this, how pretty. I think, there we go. There we go. There we go. Now, there's a little close-up of those. So we've got, like here, this little lady is like a little holographic clear type of rose.
She hasn't seen a video in a while.
Yay, good to have you back. Look, 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 look. This is a 10 carat, let me move these out of the background, rainbow quartz. It's in a really high crown setting, sterling silver. Look how beautiful this is. One of a kind, handmade. Has the mill grain here. Whoever completes their March courses in VIP and celebrity, we just ordered us a big old spin wheel, honey, and we're going to put all the names on there and spin live. I think this is too big for me. This is a size 8. Girl, she's a honker. Would you stop it? Look here. And all you got to do is complete your classes. Wouldn't you like to be entered to win this? Look. It just hit me, not right now, but earlier in the week, I want to do a giveaway for my celebrity and my VIP groups when they complete their courses. So this will be the first of many giveaways. It's a little bit too big on me. I wear a 7 on my middle finger. Oh no, I might could wear it on this. Yeah, it fits my pointer finger a little bit better. Well, it is sizable. It is sizable. Right, Catherine? I know. It was so sweet. So this is going to be a giveaway if you complete your classes. Let me put her someplace safe.
Brent asked where to message you.
Where to message me, Bryn? Message me on the Facebook page if you can. But if you have my number, you can text me. You got my number, boo. You can text me.
It's a bunch of people.
Yes. A bunch of people wanting the Florida class. So let me give you my number. Keith, will you just type this in as I give it? I'm going to write it down. Now, if y'all text me at midnight, I ain't going to answer you, okay, honey? Mystic Topaz. I don't know why I said rainbow quartz. It is Mystic Topaz, honey. This is Miss Tracy's number. You can text me for deposit info and for the classes. Once you pay your deposit, that reserves your seat. And then I split up your payments. Ever how many months we have left, I just put it equal payments. And they process the same day of each month. How do you set that up? You just got to leave your credit card on file with us. Our automated payment processing system will bill it the same day each month. Okay? Right here. $99 for your Florida class is all you got to pay to get your seat in that. Okay? For your early artist seat, you'll want to grab that right away. If you're talking about the Oklahoma class, that's a bigger class, so that deposit is more. I don't know what that is unless I look next door on my computer. Okay.
Karen says she got her fancy travel pack. You outdone yourself, Miss Tracy.
Oh, yay, Karen. Yay. So there is that information. Y'all go ahead and text me so you can get your seat reserved, because where I'm only doing 3 more classes in person this year, they're going to be gone, boo-boos. They're going to be gone in no time. All right, we are starting with, look at this color, Jelly Bean Babe. This is a lavender on the smoky side. Is that what you would call it? Like a smoky lavender. Look, y'all, and if your structure needs help, Kim West is the bomb diggity on her structure. She's having a full-on structure class at the Treasure Island retreat. Girl, she go help y'all. She go help put you. Look, everybody that comes takes the same classes. I'm going to be in her class. Kim, did you know I'm going to be one of your students, honey? I'll be in her class. We all go learn something together. And that's the way to do it. This is Ladybug Luster. I am going to pop that on here. Let's do one of these with, let's see, let's do 2 with Ladybug Luster, and then let's do 1 with some matte. Do 2 shiny and 1 matte.
What was that about?
Yes, you can. You can take a plunge in the ocean. You go on ahead, girl. I can't swim, so I'm not going to go with you. I'll go watch you, but I ain't going in. No, honey.
So you'll step into the water.
Now let's put a little matte on this one. Y'all got your note taken ready? So first things first, when and if, not if, but when you're going to use these, you're going to finish the nail like your client's going to walk out the door with your top coat. There we go. Okay. And pop her right in the lamp. Now, what do we need, Miss Tracy, to make these work? Well, I can tell you this. Let's grab this one, for example. If we just put her on the nail and we don't put anything else on there, by tomorrow she's going to be off. This is what we actually call 4D, when you can see all the way around that. Y'all see that little crown of a rose? You see her all the way around, can't you? These are beautiful. They're just so exquisite. So first thing, we're going to put these on with crystal embossing gel. Right here. This is our thicker, clear embossing gel that we can also attach our crystals with. We are super low in quantity on these little ladies because they debuted Sunday. All right, we need a tiny brush. I'm going to use my little 9mm, pair of tweezers, little crystal picker. Down in here, we've got pearls. We've got some little, mine has some little silver beads. It's all kind of stuff down in there, but I also pulled out my little randoms. Y'all have seen me use this before. Whenever I have stones or crystals left over that I don't really know what to do with, I just throw them in here. And this makes a good little mix that you can pull from to blend with this. All right, so we got 2 shiny and 1 matte. These is going to be so pretty, you guys. So let's decide first what colors we're going to use together. I am in love with this little lady, and I think she would be beautiful on this nail. So I'm just going to pull out some here. I want some lavender, and there are 3 sizes. There's a teeny tiny little bud, and then a medium, and then a large. And I also love the green together. Look at that color combo for this particular nail. That's going to be it, boo. That's it, spot on. We could even go into this darker purple like that. And over here, let me show you that itty bitty. Look at her. Oh, If you'll put these on like I show you, you won't have any trouble keeping them on. And here's a really pretty, kind of like a little ivory. So I think that's gonna be our color palette. Everybody with me? And can everybody see okay? Let's adjust this camera so I don't feel like I'm stretching a mile. There we go. Now I'm right in the middle. Crystal embossing gel. We're going to take a little bit of that gel. Let's get her out of the way. And right where you want the biggest flower, that's where you're going to work from first. Is what's the largest size you're going to use? You got to anchor her to start with. I'm going to put her about right here. Now look, you don't want lots of gel under the flower because your light is not going to cure through this. What you want is enough gel that when you set this down, it's going to squish that gel out and make it hover right around here. So it's going to hug right around there. Did that make sense? And that one's actually a little bit too big. Let me grab this one. So now when we set this, and I'm going to press, 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 press real hard. I don't want that in the middle of the nail. Kind of want it off to the side. And now look what happened. You see the gel that it squeezed out around it? That's going to be perfect. That is going to be perfect, boo. This first one, I go ahead and freeze it with my light so I can anchor it. I know you can't see that very well, the angle I'm holding it. I'm trying not to cure my whole pot of gel over here, boo. Look, our app developers have assured us any day now, they'll have us all put back together. I know that's frustrating, but do y'all remember when we didn't have an app and we had to try to do everything the old school way? We've gotten a little spoiled, hadn't we? We sure enough have, honey. Alrighty, next one. We're going to work by size here. So we're going to go down to something a little bit smaller, maybe here. And this next one we put on, we're going to anchor to the nail, but we're going to anchor it to that one at the same time. So a little bit of the gel up on that rose, kind of come out that way. And I'm going to go with this beautiful purple here. And now those two are touching each other. Did y'all see how I did that? No gap between those. And look, maybe if you got a petal that's sticking out, just kind of rotate her a little bit until she fits in there like a puzzle piece. Okay, and then we cure that one. And just kind of rotate that a little bit. There we go. Now their little flower butts is touching. And this, what this does, it creates a pocket right here that we can put a pearl or a stone or anything of that nature into. Let's see, I definitely want this green one. I think she would be beautiful on there. And let me go with that before I decide. Look, I like them in clusters now. I use a lot of these. I do not use these little roses sparingly because they're prettier when you cluster that together. Pick that with your tweezer And now look, here's a prime example. We're mounting to the nail, but we also have gel touching that flower. So we mount to the nail and then we scooch it. And it not only sticks to the nail, it sticks to its neighboring flower. The leg bone connected to the whatever bone. You know that old song, right? That's how I think of putting these flowers on. And it really takes a lot to knock these off if you've anchored them properly. Okay, so there we kind of got that little deal going on. Now we got some of these babies here, these little teeny tiny twisted up flower buds. Let me see if I can grab another one of those out of here. I'm not sure what color I have those in. Oh, let's put a pink one in here. That would be pretty. There we go. Because we got some pink going on with that.
Brandon said hip bone.
Right. And we're going to sandwich her. Let's see. I think she needs to go there. And she needs to go here. She's a little bit tinier. Oh, yes, look here. Look here. And now, because we've only frozen that, let me freeze these two so they don't fall off. And we're going to pop this in the big light. We're going to give her a nice little cook inside of there. Let's just make sure those are anchored before we do. Yes, in the big lamp we go. Now, you don't have to mix those colors. You can do, you know, all one color if you want. It depends on what size or what design you're doing. But I love the fact that there's a bunch of white ones in here that we can color with our alcohol inks. That one's not solid white. Now, if you go color it with your ink, I would think you'd have to seal it with a little bit of top coat down in there. So that would be tricky to put your top coat on, but you could do it with a tiny brush. Oh, and there are some, look at these. There are some that are crystal. They're glass. Very pretty. I'm gonna get me some leaves out of here. Let's see, look at these little acrylic leaves. There's one. We're going to use her. We'll get this tiny one here. We might need that. And one more. Let's see what we got here. Oh, that's pretty. I like that color better. Let's put this lime green one back. Let's see what else we got here. There's a small, a medium, and a large. Let's do one of those right here. I think this one will fit. Will she? Oh, she's a little bit too long. A little bit too long. Let's go with this one. Oh, I hear a stink bug. You know how they swarm, girl? Look how pretty. And scooch her so that she goes all the way down into that little notch. Let me freeze that real fast. These are so pretty. Look, how many has never been to an in-person class with Miss Tracy? Raise your hand, boo, if you've never got to come to one of my in-person classes. No, that's too many. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tracy, get your hand down, girl. She told y'all a lie. If you have never been to an in-person class with Miss Tracy, look now, I like to put a name behind a face. I'm also a hugger. I'm going to give you a hug, honey, when I see you. Okay? I want y'all to come and be with me. Life is short. Life is short. I'm trying to pick up this leaf that I took off because she was too big for the other spot. Girl, I think she's going to be too big for there too. Let me see. No, she fits perfect. Look at there. Oh, Stephanie says you don't know what you're missing. Thank you, boo. So we're going to cure that little leaf. Now, it's important to me, if I can work it in, to have an odd number. So you see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 flower buds. We have 2 leaves. We really need 3 leaves so that we have the odd number of leaves. And let's see where we can work this little lady. Maybe right there. That's where she's going to have to go. Here we go. You see that little, we almost got a hole back in there, don't we? So we're going to snip it, this little leaf, right in here. Snug her right up in there. Oh, that's perfect. And look, if you don't like it pointing down, you could go, no, she needs to be pointing down. Her structure needs that. Okay, we freeze that. And now we're going to add the jewels because she still won't stay on here like this. When you do one of these, like, that's exquisite. Look at that. Look, I'm trying to, you see that little crevice, that little hole right there? Not really a hole, it's a space. We got to fill in that space, and we want to hide where we fill that space. And let's cure that real quick so our leaves stay on there. Yes, honey. You're going to get lots of manicures out of this because these things go a long, long way. This is like a pearl bridal white. I wouldn't want to wear these on my toes because even in the summer, I'm not an open-toed shoe wearer all summer. But I wear tennis shoes a lot, especially if I know I'm going to be on my feet a lot. So I feel like that would be prickly on my sock. But on my fingers, I have definitely worn these before. Girl, I almost picked up my acetone and drank it. Shoo, honey. That would have been bad. We'd be calling poison control. It's poison, honey. Now, what we want is the bitty babies in here. We want all these littles that float down to the bottom, right? And we also want, some of these little pearls that are sneaking and hiding out down in here. So the prime area, let me see if I can line these up so I can get both at once. There we go. You see her right there on top of that little leaf? Now we have fused the leaf to the nail, and then we've stuck that leaf to that purple flower right there. Now we're going to reinforce that even more because we're going to go right in here and drop, 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 drop crystal embossing gel. And then we're going to take our crystal picker and get right down in here and get something tiny. Oopsie. Let's get a pink one. Here's a little pink moonstone. And we're going to pop her right there. Look. Now the moonstone is stuck to the nail, and it's also stuck to that. So all of that is becoming one piece. Are y'all following me? Caviar beads would be perfect. It would be stunning. And so now I just froze that a little so she doesn't move on me. Every place we have a notch. We got one here. We've got one there. You know, we got to fill in that little gap there. We got a notch here. Here, we want to pillow some crystals around this. And this is a good place that you can use your misfits, like this little thing, because they don't all have to match. As long as they're not, you know, I wouldn't put black and navy and, I don't know, gray crystals on here. As long as you keep them light and pastel, I feel like you could get by with clear, champagne, ones with a little color, and that's what I'm going to do. This one's a moonstone, so I'm going to pick that one up. And now I just start to cluster down in those areas. And look, I got some little babies sitting over here in the corner. That's going to be even prettier. So I'm going to concentrate on this side right here. How much would you charge for something like this? Somebody tell me. What tier nail art would this fall in? I'm going to get these little babies here.
Lori said 5.
You wouldn't know how to charge. So this is a 3D nail art. Anything that's 3D has to go in close to one of your top tiers of nail art. So if you do like a silver, gold, and a platinum, it would go into platinum. Unless you are, if you still use the genuine Swarovski crystals, then I would have to take it into custom nail art because they cost more than what glass crystal would. I'm going to tuck a little baby right in here. Look, that slid right up under the edge of that flower. That's perfect. Perfect. There. I think that can handle a little bit bigger one. Oh, yes. Anytime I use a larger one down at the bottom, especially if it's point going this direction, because the nail is going that direction, I like to finish it off with another one right underneath. So I'm going to glue to the nail, and then I'm going to touch that stone I just laid down and get us a little teeny tiny and sandwich her right there. And snug that up. Look how pretty. That is beautiful. And now we freeze again. Look, as with anything, if you use this the wrong way, it's going to look like a plastic flower, honey. It's just like our decals. If you stick that decal on a nail and don't use anything else, you're going to look like a sticker. But you do this up Miss Tracy style, and it's just exquisite. Every place I put a leaf, now I didn't have room on baby right there, but on mama, I like to anchor that with my stone right here at the base of that leaf. This is where if you tore the leaf off the stem, that's where it would be, right there. And that one can handle, oh, that one too big. Let's see here. I think we do that size right there. That's beautiful, isn't it? And then we have all exposed flowers over here. So what we want to do, we don't want to completely trim those out in rhinestones. We want to get the notches. We've got one here.
Dickie said, how will you take that off?
How would you take it off? Well, your roses you would just nip off with your nippers or whatever you take your crystals off with. And then if you use an e-file, you would just smooth it down with that. Otherwise, your crystal embossing gel does soak off. And now we snug up right in next to here. And we snug up right in next to here. Oops, she's about to come off my nail tip holder. So we just have little bits and pieces of that peeking out. Now here you can see, that you can see some of that crystal embossing gel on my mat. You can clean that up with a little brush before you pop that in the light. Just that with a little bit of acetone. Go right around that. And I think she needs something kind of tucked up under here too. Right there. Now I'm going to do one more. Maybe. I want something right here. Just to kind of catch that glitziness. But it's got to be tiny. So it doesn't cover my flowers. I dropped the one I wanted. That's usually the way it goes, honey. We're going to drop it. We're going to drop it. Look at there. Beautiful. We could put one there if we wanted. Let's do one more. I knew it wouldn't be just one. Kind of sandwich that right down in the middle of there. This is a labor of love. These are very pretty and they're already made for you. Imagine back in the day when we used to have to sit and make these in front of our clients. I've done that before. Sculpted it onto the nail, honey. All right, now we're going to cure her. She is ready to go. That's beautiful. In the light we go, in the big light. And once she gets her time in the sun, honey, she's done. How many of y'all have one of these that's just got odds and ends and bits and pieces in it? Yeah, that's the perfect complement for these little ladies. Are there questions? Now's the time to ask the question about this. We've talked about how to put them on. I can give you a little example here of how to take them off. Let's see if I have I don't use my good nippers. I use my older ones for that. Let's see which pair is my older one. Oh, I think Brooke has them in her office. Hold on, let me see. Yeah.
Cynthia says she uses the treasure chest from 13 Days of Halloween.
Yes, you could use your treasure chest jewels with this, for sure. Okay. Now, where I've got matte top coat on this, if that little bit's going to bother me or bother your client, all you do is take a little bit of matte top coat on a brush and go back up around it. That doesn't even bother me. I'm not going to do nothing with that. Let's take it off. And look how pretty that would. Oh my goodness. So now if you're going to remove these, obviously you can't save them, okay? You're going to remove it at the base. Let me get this out of my clean ones here so I don't get crumbs in there. I know, it's beautiful. I had to take it off of here. and you go put your nippers on the top and nip it, and there's one off. And you would do that to each one of those, okay? If you use e-file, then you would just file that down and rebalance or refill or whatever the service is that you're doing. But so I don't have to take all those off there. I'm going to put her back on here, honey, so she'll stay nice and pretty. They're easy to take off because they're so lightweight. And look, I didn't even break that one when I took it off. If you kind of get your nipper kind of sort of up under that bottom, it'll pop it right off for you. How long can you wear this? Well, if you got a bull in a china shop wearing them, honey, a week or two. But if you've got someone who typically does very well keeping their crystals on, or maybe that works in an office or something like that, they shouldn't have any trouble wearing them as long as you mount them like I've shown you for the duration of their mani. You're just going to double check all the way around it and make sure you don't have any spacers. I didn't quite set that one back on like I had it. So she's got a little bit of space right there I'm going to have to fill in. I'll just fill that in with some gel. Cindy says, yes, glue it back on. Aren't these pretty? Would you wear these? Even Keith says they're gorgeous. Be pretty on press-on nails too, wouldn't it? So now we just fill in a little bit there. Honey, my tape has given up the ghost here.
Somebody asked if you could show it from the side so they can.
Yes, I will show it from the side. Let me just freeze this so she doesn't move. And how tall will that be? It's as tall as the rose that you've used. Let's look at it this way. They remind me of cake icing flowers, buttercream flowers, don't they, you? This one. And there's nothing rough on the top of them. The petals are laid back. Now, as with anything, if I were putting these on somebody that had never worn 3D before, maybe you want to wear it yourself. When you first start wearing 3D and you go to put your arm through your sleeve, make a fist. So whatever you have your 3D on just kind of rolls up like this, and then you put your arm through your coat or through your jacket or your sweater, whatever, and make yourself get in a habit of that when you get dressed with the fingers that you have your 3D on. And that'll keep them on much longer. It prevents them from getting snagged and wear and tear on them. Sitting over here in my floor, honey, I have 2 quarter carat rubies that I've had cut ready to mount on nails. I've got some black star sapphires, cabochons, and I would mount those the same way and remove them the same way, only the rubies are pretty much indestructible. So when I take those off with the nippers, even if they have gel on them, you can drop that ruby or the precious gemstone right into your acetone, and that will soak off, whatever has been left on there, and then you can wear those rubies or precious stones over and over and over again. Questions? Whoopsie. Look, I prepared 3 nails. I don't know what I was thinking. But we don't have time to do all of those. So tonight we used the Queen's Petite Florals. And look, I didn't get any of my little pearls. I was going to grab some of those out of there. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 24 chambers in here. And they're full of flowers and leaves. There's some white leaves in here also. If you want to watercolor or alcohol ink those as well. Clear, there's little pearls, there's some faceted kind of gemstones, butterflies, just all kinds of little things mixed in. And that's what I used for that. The color polish I used was What did I use? Jelly Bean Babe. Jelly Bean Babe. Any questions on retreats, classes, nail art? If not, I'll let you go, but I know there's a little bit of a delay with our Facebook group watching as well, so I'll stay right here in case you have question or questions. Yeah, you didn't know, Mindy? Yes, you can reuse that. We have our early artist seats, still a few of those left at the Queen Ladybug Coastal Retreat as well. And then we are in Nashville in December. Oh, Lord. You think you have a long time, but that's going to be here before you know it, you know? You're welcome. Listen, I'm going to see y'all Sunday night, and I'll probably be on a new live platform Sunday, girl, to say I'm anxious. I am anxious. You're ready for the information, Megan? Did you send me a text message, boo? Did you text me? You're welcome, Kim. You're welcome, darling. What was I talking about before that? What was I saying? Nashville's only 35 minutes from you. Yes. Okay, Megan. That's how far over in Tennessee you were then. I didn't realize that. Do you have to do anything for the new app? You shouldn't, but if you do, Cindy, it's just going to be to delete it from your homepage and reinstall it again. Fingers crossed that, I know what I was going to say, because Hillary walked me through the new live platform earlier today. She's like, Mommy, you think you can remember that? I said, yeah, I think I can, girl. But until you're doing it on your own, you don't know, you know. So our days have swiftly moved by because of all the stuff we are wrapped up in here with the new app developers. And we had another conference call today and just all the things. But when our new live platform goes into place, we will be live here. Those of you that are watching here on the app, we'll be live on Facebook, we'll be live on Instagram, and live on YouTube all at the same time. So if you prefer watching over on YouTube, or you can watch it on your TV and kind of blow it up, that's where we'll be on that. Now, there's my phone number. If you're needing to pay deposits for classes to hold your seat, just realize none of my classes are refundable. Once you pay that, like we go ahead and order, for example, our Oklahoma class coming up, we're having special bags and all that kind of stuff made for that. So when you order, the very next day, I text my manufacturer and say, I need this for this particular student. So we don't give any money back. So make sure, you know, if you sign up and then you change your mind, you're out your funds because we've already ordered the stuff for you. Okay, so make sure you got those dates all correct. They're over on the website. And our class in Nashville is going to be, I believe it's the first week of December. I'm still waiting to hear back from a couple hotel venues on that to confirm with us, is why I haven't put that up yet, because I don't have the exact location just for now. But we know it's in the Nashville area, okay? All right, listen, I'll see you Sunday. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.